With the release of Justice League, we are now 5 movies into the DCEU, and that means it's time to stop and rank all 5 movies from the worst to the best in under 5 minutes. Now, before we get started, be sure to put your thoughts down below in the comment section, your ranking, which ones you love, which ones you hate. We're gonna disagree. That's the fun part. Let's have a nice, lively discussion, and let's get started. Coming in at number 5 is gonna be Suicide Squad. Now, I can respect that the WB wanted to try something risky early on with the DCEU, and I actually really liked the cast, the characterizations, and their rapport together as the Suicide Squad. Based on their strength alone, I actually had a good time with the movie the first time I watched it. But the more I thought about it, the less I liked it. The actual story and storytelling are shockingly bad, and given the rumors that David Ayer only had 6 weeks to write the script and that the studio reshot and re-edited the movie in post-production, it's tough to know whether you blame the original concept, the script, the editing, or the studio in general for the final product, but whoever's to blame, the movie turned out a mess. At number 4 is Justice League. Now, this is a movie I was so excited to see and was expecting to have such a fun time seeing all these characters finally come together, and unfortunately I left underwhelmed. Now, I really like the Justice League themselves, their rapport, their interactions with each other, this fun new take on the Flash that's neurotic and so funny, and I love that they were able to repair some of the characterization mistakes they'd made in the previous movies. However, they delivered a simple invasion story that just feels off. It even looks off, like it's overly color corrected and shot on a green screen, so almost none of the shots in the movie seem real. Even a shot of people standing in a cornfield feels off and overly processed. The CGI in general just looks really bad for a movie of this budget. And the main villain was about as dull and generic as an evil space conqueror can be. So the end result is a movie that is disjointed and kind of messy. I could forgive almost all of that if there was enough great moments with these great characters, but for me, there just wasn't. At number 3, we got Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, I really enjoy this movie, respect its ambitions, and love a lot of the stuff with Batman. But unfortunately, the plot is a bit of a convoluted mess that feels like it's trying to be 3 different movies at once. I mean, this is a movie where Wonder Woman gave up on mankind 100 years ago, Batman is branding people, killing people, and trying to kill Superman, and Superman is shown saving people while frowning and being criticized on the news. Just a little bit bleak. For me, the good edges out the bad, but it's so frustrating to see a movie that's both so close and so far from brilliance at the same time. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's reimagining of Superman took me several different viewings to kind of settle in on what I thought about it. He abandoned several of the traditional elements of the characterizations of both Clark Kent and Superman, and that didn't sit right with me, and it goes into way too much detail about Kryptonian childbirth, predestination, and the Codex. And while it does veer further off the traditional path than I think it probably should, when I take it for what it is, this is a movie that I really, really like. For that matter, the score is phenomenal. For me, this is probably my favorite of Hans Zimmer's scores. Henry Cavill delivers a great new interpretation of the character that's torn between 2 worlds, 2 fathers, and is more shredded than ever before. Zack Snyder, of course, delivers on the visuals and the action, and in this movie, Superman actually gets to punch someone in the face. But coming in at number 1 is Wonder Woman. When I first heard they were making a movie about the Amazonian superhero that flies an invisible jet, swings a magic lasso, and dresses in a skimpy dress that resembles the US flag, I had no clue how they'd pull this off without coming off campy. But that's why I talk about movies. I'm not in the business of making movies. Patty Jenkins managed to craft the most entertaining, consistent, and faithful film in the franchise. Whether the thrilling score or the stylized action, this movie is packed with energy and fun. Gal Gadot's irresistible mix of charm, innocence, and confidence makes for a compelling lead who mixes perfectly with Chris Pine's steadfast character and humor. I think my wife summed it up perfectly when she said, "This is the movie I didn't know that I always wanted." So there you have it. That's how I rank all 5 movies of the DCEU. Be sure to put your ranking down below in the comment section. I know you have strong opinions. I know you have strong opinions on my opinions. Be sure to put them down in the comment section. And if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos, hey, like the one you're watching right now. But the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies, I want to talk about movies with you. So join me in the comment section, let's have a lively discussion, and thank you so much for watching.